What's up, everybody? What's up, Tomboy Official? Happy Pride Month. We are the third day in. So day one started over the weekend. Yeah, I'm not sure what you guys are up to, if you have plans. Let me see. A lot of times people plan, with the festival events, that's kind of like an easier, bigger thing. Even if you don't have one right close to you, I think in today's day and age, they have them around often. I don't know what you guys think, as far as how things are going with the world and everything. I don't know about you guys, I find it pretty hard to just kind of focus on doing my own thing. I get like sucked into all this other energy that's like swirling around, and it's like, do I really need to know or need to care about some of this other stuff? It's just everywhere. I think I've talked about it before that our TV, my mom likes background noise, so she likes to keep the TV on, and it kind of, if you don't touch it or use it for a while, it kind of like defaults back to CNN, or anytime you turn it on, it starts on CNN. And so, if it's just on and nobody's really watching it, the TV's just always on CNN. And then, so I go and I'll either turn down the volume or just change it to a different channel. And I was actually going to try to go in and see if there's a way to change it so it's automatically something else, because I just, like, I don't even actively watch the news really, but some things about the news, like I like the finance stuff, even though I feel like they lie to us about all of it, and they're kind of like skewing numbers and like not really giving us the real data. I don't feel like when they start saying things like, oh, like, we're not in a recession, unemployment is fine, and like, it's like when I look around, I'm like, that's not what I see. But yeah, like just little things like that where it's like, okay, maybe it's lunchtime, maybe I want to start making a sandwich, and then it's like, oh, but I'm overhearing in the other room there's like all this other news going on about, not once have I heard one part of a story that seemed uplifting or positive or happy. I mean, I'm sure they do have some like cutesy things on there or fun things on there on occasion, and I mean, I do see things on there sometimes, but I'm not like fully involved with it. I don't think people watch the news to wait for the happy parts. I mean, that doesn't make sense. If you want to watch something happy, you'd probably just go directly to that. Trying to start with the news and wait, doesn't sound like something that most people would do. But yeah, I kind of woke up with a question today, just kind of like, what are my plans today to get myself one step closer to where I'm trying to go with some of my goals. A lot of stuff is like these little bitty, just taking little nibbles at things, So far, it's like I need to get good at the job I'm doing. That's one thing. Having the past couple weekends out of town, I think it caught up with me by like Friday or so. Yeah, last week when I look back at last week, I was like, man, I was maybe kind of stressed off my routine. I hadn't really gotten a lot of good exercise, and I think that kind of threw things off for me. So, over the weekend I got a bit of exercise. It's really hard to gauge how much exercise I'm getting because I have to go so slow. But I did see some progress. I got my new chair. I haven't really used it yet, but I'm hoping it'll be better than the other one. If it's not, it was $25 off OfferUp, so I finally coordinated with the guy to go pick it up. And I sanitized it down, put it in my room, swapped out the old chair. So I'm hoping that it's a good fit. And so that's one thing, just dealing with my back. I did some exercises Saturday night that I thought weren't going to be a big deal. When you kind of lay like on your side and you do those kind of like you put one leg up and then down like that, kind of like those scissor kick looking things, but when you're not laying on your back doing it, you're kind of just on your side, just raising one leg. But I kind of extended those and kind of made it like putting my leg in different directions and stuff, and like I noticed there was pain, not in my back, but there was pain in my legs. I was like, oh, like my legs are really needing a workout, because when I do lay down, my back does feel better. But I was like, I had actually intended to work out on Saturday, like more vigorously, but I don't know what happened, and I ended up just running out of steam. I think what it was, I ordered C4 and I thought it was gonna get to me at that overnight time to get to me by 8 a.m. and I was gonna go to the gym early, but by the time it got to me it was like 2:30 or something, and I was like, I probably shouldn't have C4 at like 2:30, because then I'll be up all night, and I wanted to wake up early Sunday as well. Or even if not early, I wanted to just keep my breakfast, lunch, dinner routine. So, I was able to, get that, some exercise in. It was about 20 minutes or so of that, those leg workouts and stuff. And Sunday, I woke up with a lot of back pain, more back pain than what I'm used to. And I'm pretty sure it's from those exercises, because that's the last thing I did. I did those around like 7 or 8 p.m. Or maybe I just slept weird. I don't know. But I woke up with back pain on Sunday, and I was like, but I wanted to work out. So I took my little STEPN app where you make like a few cents mining crypto when you walk, because, I opted into it. It was kind of like a little Ponzi scheme kind of thing. Back in the day, you can make like up to $50 a day running or jogging, and then it just kind of got to a point where it just isn't that profitable anymore. Like, I think the most I got was like $9 to $12 a day. I don't think it even gets that anymore. I don't even know what it uses Sol, GST, and GMT. And I don't really know like what converts. I think one Sol is about $160 or something right now. I don't know how much GST and GMT is worth. I think they're worth probably close to not much at all. But I need to look into that. I'm pretty sure they're not worth a lot. I mean, if they were worth more, I'd probably want to use the app more. But at least it makes a couple cents. And then, so I was like, well, let me just use that. So I parked in the residential neighborhood kind of near the gym, did my warm-up walking in that area because it's like a little area with a bunch of houses and stuff, and there's like hotels, so it's like the backs of hotels and like restaurants and stuff. So I was just walking over there because it was really quiet, and then I drove, across to the other block where the gym was. I was at the gym by about noon. I think that's when I was like checking in. And then I just had this really slow workout. I was there, I think, the whole time, counting the walking. Then I paused my timer till I started cycling with the bikes with those forward facing pedals, and I kind of was holding the handles on there and leaning forward and cycling, and that kind of stretched out my back a lot. And so I just did that for a few minutes, and it felt way better. The pain went from like a 5 to maybe like below a 1, but I just kept it slow in the gym. I did some lifting, some deadlifts, some curls, some lots of different like yoga poses, and it was just a slow day. I went to the sauna, the steam room, the steam room first, then the sauna, and wore my old glasses so I'm not trying to mess up my new ones. And that's basically what I did. So I feel like that kind of got things on track. I probably spent way more than I needed to spend as far as like ordering food. I'm gonna need to not do that. I forgot how easy it is just to order takeout, and I live in a neighborhood with so much good food. I'm gonna need to just not do that. But I kind of didn't follow what I was trying to follow there. But I got relatively healthy food. It was like sushi and stuff like that. I know sushi isn't really always considered like healthy to people, but it's protein, it's veggies, rice. It's pretty holistic food. And then so I just tried to sleep okay, and I think today I've got some plans of kind of where I want to try and go with things for this week. I need to finish up this super strong yerba mate. But yeah. So for this week, I'm really trying to get some exercise in. I'm just gonna have to plan everything I'm trying to do. I know it sounds boring. It sounds like, oh, like that's all you're doing. But, I have to plan everything in advance. I do that with budgeting, but I guess one of my issues with budgeting, I probably need to start budgeting Thursdays and Sundays, because I budget on Sunday, but then by the time I get back around to the next weekend, it's like, usually it's the weekends when I'm spending. It's not the weekdays so much. And so that kind of thing, and I'm going to have to figure out how to get into the gym more. This work schedule, I've got to be honest, it's not really all that good for my health. Because we don't get a lot of PTO, and it's 8.5 hours a day, which is, it doesn't sound like a lot to have that extra half hour, but to start work at 8:30 and end at 5 instead of 8:30 to 4:30, or my favorite, which was 8 to 4. I used to love 8 to 4 because you get like an hour in the morning. Like, you're not really calling offices because they're usually not open, so you usually can get a lot of paperwork done or other stuff done at between 8 and 9, and then 9 o'clock the phones might be ringing off the hook, but you're done by 4, which means you're technically, like, I would stop taking calls around like 2 so that I could finish my day's documentation. And so that kind of just worked for me. This job, I don't think that's, I don't know. I think the way they state how things should be going, they make it sound like I should have a lot more downtime than I do. And so I don't know how that's possible. Like, I've got half the amount of clients that everyone else has, and I feel like I'm way slower at everything. Way slower than they are. So I don't really know. I think I'm gonna have to, figure out a couple things and figure out kind of, like what I wanna do with this week. Like, I know what's important to do and what I shouldn't avoid. Last week I did a lot of avoiding things, and that did not work out for me very well, as far as my energy and things. This week, I've definitely got to do what I need for my energy, for my sleep, and, just in general, I think I've got to be getting exercise. Like, that's the main thing that I feel like is easy to go out the window. I need to get labs this week eventually. That means that's one day that I can't really get over to the gym. I could probably walk around the area though, like walk around. So that's one thing I, do need to kind of get done. And then I told myself I was going to do it today and just get it out of the way, but I don't know. That means I'm going to have to skip a workout or work out for my lunch break. Which means like taking some time during when I'm actually like writing or documenting or something to eat, and then taking my lunch break as an actual exercise break, or taking one or both of my 15-minute breaks as an exercise break, which means it would be shorter than 30 minutes. It would only be 15 minutes, but those are options. Those are options that I do have, so I could do any of those options. The gym, as much as I like the gym because there's a lot of equipment there, I don't find the gym to be the most efficient workout, if I'm honest. The gym isn't all that efficient because of the driving there and then driving home. It really cuts like about 30 minutes, that I could have just completely finished a workout from home in 30 minutes, but it's like home I get distracted too. So, as far as the things that I need to be doing, I think with work, I've got a lot of calls I need to make, and then outside of work, I've got a lot of chore and errand related health things I need to do, and so I'll just need to figure out how to squeeze it all in, and I'm paying attention to my screen time. I don't want to get too bogged down with screen time, because at the end of the day, it's not helpful. But yeah, guys. Well, on that note, that's just about it.